In 2017, I made the decision to move abroad for just 1 year. I thought I was exhausted from working in government and working in politics, and I thought that I just needed a break, honestly. So I ended up creating this whole Excel sheet of everywhere I was going to be. And I actually invited people to come with me on the journey and open it up for people to meet me in different places. And so the original plan was to do 3 months in Africa, 3 months in Asia, 3 months in the Mediterranean, and then 2 or 3 months in South America, and then come back. And what sparked that for me was I was dating someone at the time in 2016 that lived abroad. And we used to see each other every other month. We would just meet up in a different country. And I always I would go through this depression every time I would come back here to the States. And at first I was like, oh, maybe I'm just missing him. But then it got to a point that was like, I'm looking forward to these trips. I don't really care about seeing him, but I'm just looking forward to the trip. And so then I realized it wasn't even about him. There was something about me being outside of the United States that gave me a peace and a calm. So I ended up spending, instead of 3 months in Africa, I ended up spending 5 months in Africa and the Middle East. Traveling, lived in Kenya for a month, and in Tanzania for 2 months, and Egypt for, 3 or 4 weeks, and I was only supposed to be there for a week. Was in Israel, Palestine was supposed to be a week, ended up being like 2.5 weeks. Because everywhere that I went, it felt like home, and I would fall in love with the place, and I didn't want to leave. And when I got to Asia, my first stop was Bali. It was there that I found my peace, and I found my calm, and that I began to reevaluate what was important to me, and how I'm showing up and how I'm living my life. And left Bali and went to Thailand. And when I got to Thailand, honestly, I was just tired of hopping because I had hopped so much around Africa and the Middle East. And mind you, I was carrying all of my stuff with me. And so when I got to Thailand, back to nothing happens by accident, I got sick. And I needed to go to the embassy and extend my visa because I couldn't travel. And that gave me a whole nother month in Thailand. But I needed to get sick because it was a reminder to slow down. When our bodies is sick, it's because we're not honoring and taking care of it. And I needed rest. And this idea of success started to look very different from me living in Thailand. So success for me at that point in my life, was I was able to wake up every morning, have all of my needs met. I was able to be in a space of gratitude. I was able to have working limbs, right? I have people that love me. Like all of that, fulfilled me. And it fulfilled me in a way that I think my career used to, and then it didn't anymore. Right now, I've been splitting my time. So I was living there full time for the last 5 years, but the last 2 years, I've been splitting my time coming back and forth because, again, afforded an amazing opportunity to consult on something that is dear to me, which is wellness and taking care of ourselves. And Norton West Louisville Hospital, which is being built, as the chief, Karenza calls it, the corner of hope. Thailand just allowed me to really reconnect with myself and make sure that I was good and take care of myself on every level possibly. I don't overthink anything when I'm there. I'm able to just exist.